My car was in just in the shop for like a couple weeks, and they gave me a car in the meantime that I could use, and it was like a Volkswagen Golf, I think. And you drove it one day, I remember, at our old place, and we drove into the Taco Bell / gym parking lot, which is, convenient that those two things are next to each other. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, speaking no words, Slime floors it, pulls handbrake, and does a fucking full-on drift around a corner in the parking lot.
So hardcore.
And I'm like gripping the seats, and he pulls it to a complete stop, and he just looks at me. And I'm like, how did you do that?
It's like a video game. Dude, it's called R1.
You show your talent once, but never again.
Yeah, this is the only time this has ever come up.
I've never seen it.
I found out that people will DM you something that they believe can get you to at least respond one time because it takes you out of the message request area of Twitter and puts you in the main DMs. And now when they DM you, you get an actual notification for it.
Yeah.
That is like fucking American Psycho shit. That is crazy.
No, they're just fans of Ludwig.
But we've been going here, boys. This has been 90 minutes in.
We're at 90?
We're at 90. We're good.
A hot 90?
What's our let's
It's gonna be chopped down to an hour.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think we should chop it down.
Why would we cut it down when we just go? Why is 90 minutes worse than an hour?
I'm unconcerned. I'm just saying we have the room. I think an hour was our goal, and we've
no. I think our goal was at least
hours
an hour.
Are minimum.
Oh, really? I thought an hour was chill. I like keeping it tight.
So we're gonna do. I don't want to keep it tight. What? Keep it tight. Okay, hold on. Let me ask what we've been asking this whole time when we were planning this thing. What does Cumtown do?
What does Cumtown? I don't remember.
Every episode is like an hour 15, hour 30, like in that range.
They're about an hour. They have a guy though. They'll I feel like they'll be in the show like we're about there, and then they'll cut it. Look, all I'm saying is here's my thing. Most people listen to stuff like this when they're working out on their commute. I think an hour is a great number. You hit 90 minutes, we start getting 1.5x speeded. Do you want to be a podcast people listen to at 1.5x?
Someone in your Discord in the Old Heads channel said, I'm probably going to listen on 1.5x speed.
Hey.
I said, I'm going to come to your house and beat your ass.
Hey, into the guy listening on 1.5x speed, go fuck yourself, bro.
Look, 1.5x speed listeners are going to be by a dime a dozen if we're 90 minutes.
Fine. All right. You call it then. Fine. We'll
I have a final question. How many of the viewers who are listening right now for the first time have their dick in their hand?
No.
It's non-zero.
I don't want to know.
It's non-zero.
It is non-zero.
I want to know.
I don't want to know.
Look, hey.
Because they'll lie anyway. They'll
They
cap.
can just tell me.
No, you don't want that.
I do.
These aren't Uber
If you are
drivers.
18 plus and have your dick in your hand, please DM Aiden.
If you are listening to this podcast and you want to talk to one of us, just DM Aiden because he'll respond to you.
Yeah, dude, he thinks they're all Uber drivers. They're freaks, dude.
No,
they're
DM
anime
Aiden and
loving
ask for
freaks.
a signed photo of his shingles,
What if
and he'll write your name on it.
If they're
like
hot
Amaranth.
and over the age of 22. In general, like I've always been very like open and upfront with people about like
That's true.
getting to know them and dating.
He does
and
love
stuff
talking
like
to
that.
people, so if you guys ever want to DM someone from the
No!
podcast.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! They send me so many DMs, dude. I get so many.
I think the main difference between you and Anthony, though, is that if this exact thing were to happen to you in real life, you actually wouldn't. You would like that. You would like if people came up to you in real life and started a conversation.
Yeah, because that's cool.
Yeah, I don't
Anthony
like
hates that.
conversations like that.
I'm down for that.
It's not like
I'm down.
Yeah, I don't have a disdain for it. It actually just makes me nervous because like I feel like a random conversation happening to me. It's like I don't want to waste their time. I'm probably not interested in what they have to say. I just want to get in, get out. Social situations override my fucking brain.
You got no game.
Yeah, I have no. Yeah,
You have no game with fans.
You got no platonic.
He does have game. He does have game. In the old house, I was thinking about this. He hooked up with somebody, and the next morning, he comes out in his underwear, and she's already left, by the way. So he's not like parading in front
she
of her.
left her vape in my room. Did you know that?
That's funny.
And he just comes out of his room, and he's brushing his teeth, and he's like, "Look at me, a king." A god.
That is so fucking funny.
Fucks one time.
I don't remember this.
This is recorded. This is a video too, so
Really?
we can like put this at the front
Find
of a
it,
future
yeah.
episode of the podcast.
You know what?
so
Roll it right
You
now.
wanna know the
we
funny-
can roll it for this one. I can post it.
I love that you set that up because you know what happened? I got gonorrhea from
I
that
was
person.
wondering if I could talk about this.
Yeah, it was my first.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I am a god.
Because he came up to me like it must have been like a couple weeks later, right? And you're like, so you know that girl I hooked up with? I got a leaky dick now, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
I
dude,
I
no.
can't believe you're.
I had to wear a diaper. Listen,
Listen,
all right, everyone. Here's.
Oh
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll
He
tell you
got a
everything.
diaper for his leaky pee-pee.
Listen to me.
Dude, do you have your favorite brand now?
So this actually came after the girl that
Huggins?
broke up with me. So I got broke up with. I wrote all of the girls I ever had sex with down in a
Put him up on a
notepad.
wall and drew lines between them.
And then I didn't.
This is how we get back to fucking.
I'm just saying these things happened in succession, and then
Pepe Sylvia.
And then I got on Tinder, and so I go on a date with this girl. We go and see Jojo Rabbit. It sucks. And someone asked me, by the way,
liked it.
they
Alright. I
DM
liked
me
it,
and they're
yeah.
like, just curious, why didn't you like Jojo Rabbit? And it's like, I don't want to talk to you.
It's a pretty good movie. I liked it.
I didn't like it.
I also didn't like it, but I recognize it to be like.
I think the kid was a great actor too.
So we go see this movie, and like I think I'm pretty charming, you know. I like connecting with people in like a planned environment, you know. So
For all the Mario Goatsy pics, you're a very good date as far as I understand.
Date. And so we talked, and then it kind of escalated, and I was like, do you wanna come back to my place? And she's like, yeah, sure. So we end up. Here's the thing, though, dude. I have so much to say about this. She.
Love Family Guy.
Listen, she just kept saying Peter. No. Okay. Okay. This
Side note: hate girls who do Cartman
Was she
impressions.
the hardcore?
Hate-
Was she the
hate-
hardcore Republican?
no.
I love that story.
I love
I
I'll
love
tell
that
that
story.
one later too. I'll tell that one later. So this girl, she we had sex, and she
Cringe.
blew me with her mouth, right? She
So cringe.
this is gonna get a little graphic, guys. So if you want to skip
She
ahead,
blew
if
me
you're-
with her feet.
If you're like a Ludwig aged viewer, you probably don't want to listen
I'm
to
26.
Yeah, if you're below the age of 18, go ask your parents to listen with you.
this. So okay.
Mom, Dad.
We're gonna send out permission slips.
中国バンドは山一証券
What happened?
This is super funny. We're driving back. We went to go get food this morning, or like realistically early afternoon. But and
Mogul morning.
we're
11
driving
a.m.
back, and schools like school is back in session. There are school buses again because kids can actually go to class. And in front of us, I haven't seen this or like had this happen to me before. There's a bus with like a stop sign out while it drops off a bunch of kids, right?
Yeah.
And he's giving me shit because it's like a few, I would say like it's yards in front of an intersection that has a green light. And I decided to go through the intersection and then stop.
You're
behind
supposed
the
to stop
bus.
15 feet behind a
Yeah,
bus,
but I
and he
didn't
was
give
like
them
within
15
10.
feet. I gave them probably like 10. I'm still stopped behind the bus.
You're
So
still.
he's-
I mean, you're still a threat to their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? And I hate kids, and I'll say that. No, and he's giving me shit for this, and we're just sitting behind the bus. It's taking so long. There's so many goddamn kids getting out of this bus.
They unloaded a
There's
herd.
actually closing in on like 30 kids getting out of this bus,
So
which is
many
crazy.
stupid
They
kids.
could have killed
So many
Mufasa.
stupid
That's how many were running out.
Ludwig sits. He rolls the window down real slow. He looks at a group of the kids, and he's like, "You guys ever heard of Ludwig on Twitch?"
Oh my
They
god.
turn around, look at him, say nothing, and he's just like, I'm just kidding. And he rolls it back up.
Wow.
Not only are you vain, but you're a pedophile.
And also an unsuccessful.
There could not have been a creepier way to approach these kids. They're all like clearly like 12 or 13 years old. And he's just like, hey, you
Were
guys
you,
ever
were
heard
you
of
just
Ludwig?
betting that they'd be like, oh,
No, I just thought it'd be funny to Aiden because I immediately closed it.
We got Ludwig in the car if you guys want to meet him.
Because he rolled
on
up the
in.
window. He rolled up the window so fast, so they had so little time to process what he had done. So even if they did kind of realize it, it was one of those situations where it's like tomorrow they'll be on the bus and like, you think that really was Ludwig?
I said it like I own a white van. I said, "You guys know Ludwig? you guys ever watched Ludwig?"
you always give me shit for like doing stupid gambles, but you're just the same. You're in less situations.
No, the difference between you and me is you'd leave the window open. I immediately closed it.
Yeah.
To share the moment with Aiden.
Do you know the way
it's everyone's moment now.
The way he concedes in these moments. You know what the works clip that he posted the other day, where he eventually concedes in embarrassment or sort of that tone. He did the exact same thing with the kids. It was so funny.
See, I don't do that because I own it. It's like in baseball or like bean eating. Is when you follow through.
Yeah.
With
well, that's
your
because
motion.
I do the British humor. You do the American humor.
What is?
Did you ever hear that analogy?
No.
It's they was talking about the
British is,
scene from I think the frat movie, I think Animal House or whatever. But it's like the Brits are always the ones who want to be shamed themselves, and the Americans are ones who take pride in it. Like you revel in that.
Yeah, you must.
Yeah.
To win,
but
you
the
must
Brits
be shamed.
will feel shame and will act shamed.
Yes, you must offload your shame to the others.
Yeah.
That's the American way.
You will make it uncomfortable for yourself, but then you'll hold it, and then everyone else is uncomfortable.
It's like what Nick did to that poor girl whose face he farted in.
What?
Yeah, I told the story. On the podcast.
Yeah. In gym class.
Okay, I will say this. I'm in my nice arc these days, and I think I like the idea of.
Ooh,
I
what do you do this
am.
on ice? What do you do this on ice this week? Go.
What did I do?
Go hit him. Hit him with it.
I've been really nice.
Hit him with it. Hit him with
Also,
it.
I'm always nice to you guys, or is nice. I'm consistently nice to you guys, whatever that level is.
I was just kidding. You know what I was thinking about recently, actually, not to cut you off, is that I've gotten meaner since you've gotten nicer. I've been bored.
You've been bored?
Yeah.
And that's what happened?
He also he had the duty in the old house of fulfilling, bringing balance to the force within the home.
Yeah, because you would come out swinging sometimes, and I'm like, oh, damn.
Oh yeah, I was way nicer to Aiden than I would have liked to have been over the past 3 years because of how mean
You know
were.
what? You know what? What's actually changed since moving out? You're just all mean to me now.
Wait,
No.
yeah,
That's
hold
not-
on,
that's what's
wait,
changed.
No,
That's what's
Dude,
changed.
it's
And
crazy
frankly-
because no one asked.
and-
It's the most insane thing ever.
And Brett understands.
Yeah.
Brett is
Brett
racist.
understands.
He's racist.
Brett understands.
Brett understands your take about Ukraine.
Yeah.
They could put their ass in the air, lying on their stomach and putting their ass up like a triangle, and absorb the air.
Oh, yeah.
And then fart it out like you do with burps.
No, I can't do that. All my farts are natural.
They're all
free.
homegrown.
They're homegrown.
Yeah.
Free farm to table.
No,
Grass-fed farts.
no stolen valor.
They would do it for 40 minutes though. In a
So
room
funny.
I was in.
Dude, I love these guys.
They would sit there with their ass up and they would crack each other up doing it. I couldn't do it. And we would all sleep together in the room. And I would retch, and they would keep doing it because I would damn near vomit because they would just keep
so
farting.
There's this unbelievable scenario of your two friends ass up on the ground laughing at you and you being the loser in this situation.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm a
what?
loser
Oh,
because
dude.
I can't fart
I
for
want
40
to. I
minutes.
want to make a trip and learn this hidden jutsu.
Yeah.
Dude, one time in the 5th grade, oh man, I feel bad about this as an adult. In the
This is funny.
In the 5th grade,
I
we-
like this
we were
story.
doing the presidential fitness test. And there's this part where you have to which is kind of crazy. I feel like this probably isn't part of it anymore. But you had to climb a fireman's pole to the top and then slide down it. I definitely couldn't do that in the 5th grade. I'm not even 100% sure I could do it now. But it basically, if they knew that some kids wouldn't be able to do it. So if you couldn't do it, your classmates had to assist you in going up. So they had to push you from under and help you climb. And so it was my turn to climb, and I was really scared because I didn't want to get embarrassed in front of all the girls and show I couldn't do it. So I start climbing the pole, and I couldn't do it. So everyone starts to assist me. And this one girl, I won't say her name, we'll call her Chelsea. Chelsea goes to help me by pushing me from my bosom area, and she spreads my cheek with her hand, which let out just an insane fart. Don't.
Okay.
It was significantly more impressive.
That's
than
all
that.
I had.
She lets out an insane fart.
Oh, sorry, audio listeners, but visual listeners, you're going to see some wretches.
But her hand or her face is right in my ass.
Yeah.
And I just rip ass in her face. And everyone just starts laughing. But I thought that if I just laughed too, that they would think I find it funny and we'd all be laughing at her, not me. And so I start laughing too. And I'm like, ha ha ha, got you. And then everyone started laughing at her because she got and I got out being the cool guy. And she got made fun of for it. And I was forever guilty of that.
Did she have a name from it?
No, she didn't walk away with
girl.
a fart face.
She blows me, but she's like really getting fucking like down there, right?
Okay.
Like, and I'm like, damn, all this meat. And she's like,
The way you're telling this story is so weird.
It's so much worse
what
than
I'm
telling
saying
it
is
normally.
like this is gonna matter, and then we have sex with a condom. Okay, that makes sense because that's what you do. So I end up getting gonorrhea.
From her teeth and mouth.
How did that happen? And I'm thinking about it, and I'm researching because like, so what happened
Wait,
was like
she blew another dude with gonorrhea.
no, listen to me. She had gonorrhea in her throat.
Whoa.
Because I
Throatorrhea.
so when I messaged her and I was like, hey, I know this is awkward. We actually we didn't like vibe at all after that. We kind of just talked for a little bit and then we didn't message each other again. She didn't even ask for her vape. I was like, okay.
That's like Osmosis Jones 3. And they gotta go to the throat and get rid of all the gonorrhea in there. The big pill guy is like, she definitely blew a guy with gonorrhea.
She has a date at 8 o'clock. She can get rid of this gonorrhea.
So listen,
We failed her.
so when I start like it's a really bad feeling, right? Like your dick feels like there's something in it, right? And so you're just constantly leaking. And I finally look and I'm like, oh my god! And I was really scared.
The term leaking is so graphic.
It's gross.
There's a big white fly that says bang coming out of it.
That's why they call it the drip. That's the slang for it. And so I'm scared, right? This sucks. And she's like, this is my first like STD I've ever had. And so I'm like, oh my God. So I message her. I'm like, hey, it's really awkward. I just want to let you know I got gonorrhea. I have it. Because I went to the doctor, they diagnosed. Dude, I pulled down my pants, and the doctor was like, "Yep." And
that was exactly like shingles. The moment I lifted the shirt, he's like, that's shingles.
Dude, it was crazy.
It's crazy what a little knowledge can do for you.
He hits a big red button, all those alarms go off.
They get him evacuated immediately.
A clown comes in on a bike.
It's the Monsters Inc.
The
team
little
whenever there's a
thing
human.
that's like taped on the wall of every doctor's office. He finally takes it off and breaks it and puts it under your nose. We never need this thing.
So yeah, and the doctor was like, yeah, okay, here's a big horse pill. Eat that, and then she gave me a shot in my ass, and that was it. And it cured it after like a week.
So lucky
And
that you got one that could go away.
I'm on the drive home, and I'm just like, this is so sick because if this is the Middle Ages, I still have a leaky dick.
Yeah.
You know. And so okay, so this all happens. I message her. I say, hey, this is like, I'm sorry, this is awkward, but I got gonorrhea, and you're the only person I've had sex with since my ex-girlfriend, and she did not have anything because we have tested with each other. So I'm just telling you, like, it's 99%. I got it from you.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm confused because we wore a condom, and then she was like, "Oh, that's weird too because I've got tested like super recently and I didn't have anything, but I'll check again." Like she was like, "I'm sorry," like all. And I was like, "Okay, it's okay," and we're just adults about it. And then I'm fucking reading. And I find out that getting tested for gonorrhea, you literally you can get it in your throat and not in your downstairs, and you need to be tested for both.
Oh,
right?
and she only did the one piece.
She only did the one piece and not the two piece.
Yeah.
And that's how I got it. So guys, be careful because that can happen.
Damn, imagine going to the doctor and they're checking for like strep throat and they're like, all right, I've got good news and bad news.
But
It's
the
gonna
thing
be
is,
hard to deal with.
she didn't know either, and like it's a weird.
Can it just be like
happenstance.
in there and not like show itself in any way? Like,
I don't know. I think so.
Anyway,
He likes it.
you used to be so mean to him out the gates all the time.
I always had a good reason.
No, because you might have had a good.
Let him speak.
I'm gonna say my thought, and then maybe you agree with me. Maybe you had a reason to be upset, but the way you would vocalize your anger was oftentimes exaggeratively mean. And I think a great example of this is maybe Super Smash Brothers Melee.
That doesn't count.
Well, why do we
But
count?
I will concede that I wasn't nice when we would play Melee.
I would overhear it sometimes, and I'd go to Aiden and I'd be like, "Hey man, how was your day? How are you doing, champ?" Just to like,
I'm like, hey, you want to get coffee, Aiden?
you want to hang out? Want to get?
Here's the thing about Sam getting angry is
Yeah, defend me, because right now the haters are even more mad at me right now, and I'm trying to be the darling.
one,
Flop the ears, scratch the ears.
better. It's been better for a long time. It's been better for a long time. Two, I have recognized that and rationalized through the recognition of the hypocrisy at that is almost absurd sometimes that I just don't need to argue. Like the thing about me not reading the book, I can think of the last 2 gifts I've given you that I've also just sat around.
Which?
The Marlboro jacket. sat in. You left it at the house after shooting the podcast, and it just sat there. It might still be there.
No, it's in my closet. I know exactly where it is.
It was there for like weeks, and I was just like, it's okay, because like he'll probably pick it up eventually.
You got me the second one.
The second. Oh, you got it for me.
And I genuinely, I was just like, I think in all the places that it was ever actually a problem, you fixed it.
Was it a problem in Melee?
Stop.
Was it a problem in Melee?
No.
And that's why he's my goat.
By the way, round 1.
That's why he's my goat.
I'm doing the seeding. At the Melee tournament this weekend.
You're seeding?
Yep, round 1.
No, Nick Wang asked me to seed.
Yeah.
What?
Nick Wang asked me to seed.
Wait,
he asked me to.
Son of
Come
a
to think of it, it was you.
So what?
What are you trying? So every
he says so. Yeah, and opens his book.
all your
like he was reading and we interrupted.
I also agree. Me and Aiden, I think, are on the same wavelength. Where like gifts don't really mean a lot to us. Like in general, like we're not gift guys. So
yeah,
it's
I'm
like
a big gift guy.
Getting it was like whatever, and I think we both recognize that for each other. And so like we're not gonna get like I joke about the book, but I like actually don't.
I think I like the I love the sentiment of gifts. So what I like about that gift is that it's a book that is about a topic that I like, and my brain is this destroyed lump of a mess that is unable to focus on anything but fucking Valorant right now.
One day you might pick it up, and
one day I might read it,
and that's cool.
Yeah.
So we're good. Your smear campaign against me failed, not effective.
Oh shit! Give me something else. Give me. Oh fuck! The ears are up.
You know what I'm
Jesus
saying?
Christ!
Oh god,
like,
he's hard.
What are you supposed to do? Yeah.
you got wrecked.
Yeah.
What is that?
That was blue.
That was blue.
Yeah, that was my blue. What's your blue? Do your blue.
I don't know how to do blue.
Yeah. So why are you judging my blue? You don't know how to do blue.
See,
Yikes.
this is
I'm
what
always
happens
judging
when
a man's
I'm less
blue.
hostile. You guys fucking
that's what I
you're at
was
each other's
saying, yeah.
throats.
Yeah, because normally when I get like a fucking idiot fan tweeting at me or something, fans aren't idiots, but when they are idiots, it's annoying. And I don't ever say, I just ignore them all the time. But
Dude, that's what I do now.
But now that you're ignoring them, I'm like, I want to tweet back.
Wow.
I'm like, someone's gotta, because I know you might.
Wow.
If I just ignore them, like, I might do it.
This is before I got fucking banned off Twitter.
Because like someone fucking replied to me recently. I don't know what they said, but I remember I replied and I'm like, explain why it's funny. Explain why what you said is funny.
Ooh.
And then they were like, oh, it's not. Sorry. And I'm like, Slime, where are you? I needed it.
Wow.
I'm slime pilled.
I
now.
seem
like
to
the
have
little-
held things together.
The little gremlin has crawled out of your brain for the first time in like 10 fucking years. And he's slowly taking turns climbing into
cold.
each of ours.
I'm not gaming, you know. It's like I gotta do something. I'm gonna bully people. That's what I do now.
That's not
This is
why
like when
That's what I do.
When people critique the Valorant format, I knew, and because I know Riot's listening, and I can't crack down that hard. But when somebody says something stupid on Reddit, I'm like, you think I didn't fucking think of that? You fucking idiot. You sit in your room all goddamn day and you've done nothing with your life. And you type your fucking comment about this Valorant tournament.
Well,
that's how I feel
That's
inside.
their right. I think people like feeling superior, and if you're able to make something that makes them feel that way, you've done something good.
I like embarrassing them. I like embarrassing those people.
Because I think what people are really good at is like seeing something that's already been created, and then with no thought of the logistics of putting it into action, as if they were a genie that could wave a wand going, you know what, I'd change this, it'd be better. And that's it, because they're not conceiving an idea. They're just modifying an existing idea with one change that would make their lives better.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. Like, let them run.
Well, you're also fine pilled, which I am. I think this all started when deadass when I streamed with you, or when I played Valorant with you, and I was like, oh, I could just calibrate my brain to expect what a chat or I am supposed to be interpreted as, and be okay with it. And then I started thinking more and more, and then I had this thing, like, it was last week. I was like, people were like at each other's throats in the subreddit and like in my like replies about like talking to each other, not even at me. And I'm like, these people, it's really likely that they think that this is fucking cool. Probably because I'm this way. And I'm like, that sucks so much. Like, I'm just embarrassed that this is happening in my kind of like zone.
I was laughing because I was just imagining. I imagined you in The Incredibles, but in The Incredibles you were a hater, and then you had made more haters in like an army, and then I made me laugh.
Yeah,
that's it.
But the thing is, I'm like, no, you guys aren't like you guys.
No, I wanted to hate alone. Shut up.
I did want to hate alone. It's like I'm not. No one's better than me, and I'm not better than anyone else. But I was just like, well, this is embarrassing. So I want to calibrate myself to be someone that's like
I don't know. Someone in my replies put it a good way. It's like make kids like eager to grow up. You know what I mean? And I don't think I've done that.
Would love Puss in Boots too. Like they had this message in there.
Do you really?
Yeah, because so Puss.
What is Puss?
He's telling people to kill themselves online.
Yeah, and then he finds these boots.
Yeah.
And then what happens after Puss?
The number 2.
The boots make them. They make them happier.
I'm not happier or sadder. I want that to be clear.
Puss in foams.
This only has to do because I feel the exact same way that I did last week, and I'm choosing the way I express myself differently. So people who are impressionable, and no matter how much I say, don't fucking, I think that you're cringe if you do this. If you do, we'll still do it anyway. That I'm just trying to avoid.
We're also making a team pact for everybody listening. We have stopped the usage of the phrase "kill yourself."
Who's we?
Me.
Let me add, by the way, one of them for sure recognized me.
But they were just too fun.
They recognized me. I know they did.
He just gave them too little time to say something.
No, like you could see the gears clicking, and then I heard like, oh my god, is that?
What a failure!
Like
of a
one
bit.
person said it.
You should have just been. You
No,
should
it was
have
funny.
You
You
should
heard
have
that?
got
I
out of
didn't
the
hear
car.
that.
It was funny. No, he was like, no, oh my god, I love his video.
You should have got out of the car with your shirt off.
You know, he was like, no, I never. What?
Be like, it's me, Ludwig.
You recognize
That's
me
actually
now?
a misdemeanor.
It would have been funny if you just got out of the car, like just stepped out.
Just start sprinting at them.
Just like,
Anybody want me to sign something?
They don't know it's me. They don't know, hold on. And you just get out.
Do you guys want a picture? What's going on?
Yeah. What is I will. Wait, what was the other bit that you did? You like were on the phone and you're like, oh yeah, tell him it's for Ludwig.
Oh yeah, I think we talked about it on the pod, but I was on the phone with a restaurant. And I was like, do you guys have any reservations? They're like, no. And I was like, well, can you tell him Ludwig's coming?
No
But it was muted.
I muted the phone.
And then he like winked at everyone. It's like,
Yeah.
it's muted. But
That's a good bit.
I ran a bit in
The slime one would be not muting.
I ran a bit. That's right. Because I ran a bit in the gym
Yeah.
that you said I'm not allowed to talk about.
Wait,
A bit in the gym that I don't remember this.
It was a
talk about
phone
this?
call based bit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
can we talk about it now?
Yeah, we could talk
You
about
go
it.
to the
Wait,
gym
you wanna
together
talk
and,
about
No, I'm down to talk about how Slime's a psychopath.
This actually is, dude. This
freaking
is
out.
not. This was like not cool.
Nick,
I
wait.
was sad.
It was
Let's
funny.
get.
I feel like
wasn't
I'm the
funny.
arbiter of the
So-
I didn't
situation.
think it was funny.
Hold up.
Do you guys talk when I'm not there? What's
no, we
going
were all
on?
in the gym together.
Quarters
We were all
in
the gym
session.
together.
Everyone relax. Quarters in
It's
session.
totally
Everyone at
fine.
home is the jury. Nick is the judge.
Hey.
Here is what happened.
You're
This is where the line is crossed.
Everyone says you're sick.
Slime's the defendant. All right, I'm the plaintiff along with my co-plaintiff Aimen. What happened is we were in the gym, and then I was talking about how I want to run an event, and I need to book a venue. And so I said to Aiden, like, hey, we need to call this place. And then he like looked kind of dumbfounded.
He said, "quote Get Vegas on the phone."
Yes, that was my exact quote.
You are such a
And so
loser.
then he does nothing for a while. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. Slime pulls out his phone and then dials a number, hits call. A few seconds pass, and I hear this: 911 operator, what's your emergency?
You called the cops?
Because I basically was like,
He's 31.
He ran a bit, right? And then I was like, I'm going to run a bit now. And I'm going to trump your bit in every single way.
He goes,
so you're afraid
yeah,
to
I'm
run
about
a bit.
to drone strike 24 hour. You fucking.
What do you think about that?
Okay.
Look how funny it is,
This
though.
is my,
Look how low he's
my
laughing.
perspective of this, because he's
Zero
sitting
laughs for
down
me.
on the bench, right? And I'm standing next to Anthony, so I watch him type the number in. And it takes like a weirdly long amount of time between when you click call on 911
Probably
and when they actually pick
intentionally.
up.
Probably intentionally.
Probably intentionally.
Probably design.
And it takes like a while. And because it's not ringing right away, and I'm looking at him doing it, I'm like, he's gonna back out. Like, this can't be real. But he lets it go to the fucking operator. And
I push all my chips in the middle.
I walked out of the fucking gym, dude. I actually couldn't take it. I didn't want to be in the room.
So, wow. This is a lot to take in. What I've deduced is Anthony is a complete psychopath.
Thank you.
Absolutely unhinged, raw psychopathic behavior.
Rad.
If I was there, I would let him run it.
Of course.
I zero laughed, and after I chastised him.
You did
He was like-
chastise
He was
me.
like, what? And I was like, if-
those are funny bits. Oh my God.
I was like, if everybody had called the police, you would clog up the lines, even if it's only a few seconds.
Which is why I was like, oh, I guess we can't talk about this, like, on the podcast.
well, we can follow it up with do not call it, and this allegedly
Is
happened.
there anything
Oh, yeah.
he could have said that would have been funny enough to overshadow how mad you were. Like if he said, "Is your refrigerator running?" Would you get over it? If he called
and they said 911, what's your emergency? And he was like, "Do you guys got Big Macs or something?" I would have been like, "Okay."
That would have been sick.
Ludwig hasn't gone live today.
I didn't think about that because I got everything I needed, right? So by the way, what happened when I called and they said 911, I said, "Oh my god, I dialed the wrong number. I'm so sorry. It's a total
like,
mistake."
what were you going for, 811?
And then I just and she's like, "It's fine." Then I hung up.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no harm, no foul. But I was like,
well,
it was basically getting the reaction of you guys to be like, oh, get Vegas on the phone. And then I just dialed the cops. And
I've always thought Slime would go there, like in general, like in my head, there's nothing he like won't say or do to like, make the studio audience applaud or laugh. This has proven it for eternity.
He's gonna, but you could get your comeuppance.
Call toll free.
Stinky fart girl.
Names, it's this toxic thing kids do where they apply a name to you that becomes your identity. Based
In the same year of school, there was this one girl on the first day of school who I knew last year who came up to me and said hi, and I forgot her name. So I just called her Felicia and acted like it was a joke. And she was like, "Oh, that's funny, haha." But I just didn't know her real name. So I just kept the joke going forever and kept calling her the fake name until eventually other people started calling her that name.
No.
And it became her nickname.
It's rough, dude. Like those moments, getting made fun of in school sticks with you for your entire life.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to have a therapist unearth it and crack open a fucking case where it's like, yeah, this guy just said I pissed my pants and I didn't.
Do you know the worst name from your school?
The worst name?
Yeah, like nickname someone had. Or just like a toxic one. Or you?
There was this kid named Jeremy. He wore like a jacket that looked like camo with like the weeds on it. And he was fine. He was a nice guy, but also kind of like he was really tall. And he thought he was better than me. So I told everyone that he drank his own piss.
Okay. Oh my God.
Now this is in high school, and it was clearly a joke.
Yeah.
I would smile, laughing, and say, "Jeremy drinks his own piss. Did you know that?"
Yeah.
Clearly being like, obviously he doesn't do that. He's a normal guy, and I don't know him, right? Unfortunately, everyone started to believe and make fun of him for that. And
what was it, Piss Boy?
No, they just said Jeremy drinks his own piss.
You just started a rumor.
These aren't stories of us being traumatized. These are all stories of us being.
Yeah, you guys are terrible people.
I think my trauma, I was for eye for an eye. This kid named Jordan, 5th grade, he came up to me, said, "You got a butt chin. Hey, butt chin."
Nice.
And it ruined my whole day.
Actually.
And then I would see Jordan every week at like this special class every week for 5th graders or whatever. And he just called me butt chin and relentlessly.
Teacher?
No, just the kid.
Yeah.
It was during this special class, and it was the only time I ever saw him. And he just called me butt chin and said, "You got a butthole for a chin. You gonna wipe that butt chin?"
This guy's funny, dude. This guy's funny.
Wipe your butt chin. I've never thought of that,
dude. It was brutal, and I thought it I was self-conscious of my chin for years and years. Also, this other kid named Jordan, who ended up joining a gang.
What is it with
called
Jordan?
the White Nightmares, and he had a gun, and he did meth later on. This is all true.
And he's on 8chan now.
He made fun of me for not having armpit hair once. He said, "You haven't even gone through puberty. You don't have armpit hair." I had pubes.
Yeah.
But I didn't have armpit hair. I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Sure you did.
So
we believe you.
shut up. So every time I raised my hand in the class, I would do this.
Audio listeners, he's showing off his armpit hair right now because he's insecure.
I would do this to make sure no one could see that I didn't have armpit
I have
hair.
Italian blood, much like you. And in the 2nd grade, I had the amount of arm hair I do now, but in the 2nd grade. And this kid, Addison, I showed up to school and he would call me like hairy all the time. He'd be like, "You're so hairy, it's so weird." And I got really self-conscious. So I went home and I shaved my arms with my sister's razor. And I came back to school, and then he made fun of me for having shaved arms. And he was like, "You shaved your arms, girl."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
I didn't realize you can't win. Yeah.
You can't
It was a
win.
great lesson he taught you that day.
Yeah.
That you can't please everybody.
You'll never win.
I know of a group of bullies who gave a nickname to someone. We just started calling Aiden Aimen at one point. And now we get this insane amount of comments or DMs from people like, "Is his name Aimen?"
Well, I don't think Aimen's malicious. It's not like
No, I know, but it's just so funny that people think his real name is Aimen.
Yeah, that has taken place.
I also think in my life, I think one thing I'm good at is taking things in stride. I think in general, this is not the first time I've been given some sort of nickname, and I don't think I've ever refused a nickname of any kind, even if that nickname is somewhat crass. I've told you about my friend group that just calls me Anus, And then of course, so many people would say just AIDS because they thought that was hilarious.
Okay. Yeah.
And at no point have
me.
I ever refuted any of these nicknames because eventually people just keep saying them, and then you just really are that person.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter.
It becomes your identity.
Yeah.
My
Aimen-
friend. Sorry, go ahead.
Aimen has this bit of a guy who's like, he just really likes shaking hands. And so every time you just like go to shake his hand, he's like, yeah, you say anything. You're like, I'm going to kill your whole family tonight in real life. And he's like, all right.
Or a handshaker.
And it extends to him being like, look, man, I just like talking to people. You call me anus? That's all right.
Just like hanging out.
All my friends in like middle school to high school were like Middle Eastern or like Mexican. I was like the only white kid in the group, and they all called me White Devil. That was their nickname for me.
That wasn't a nickname.
Until eventually I also found it funny, and they didn't think it was cool anymore because I was like, I didn't care.
Yeah, because the white man took it over yet again.
Yeah.
They're trying to oppress the oppressor.
You did steal back, like, wow, that's so meta.
Their one win.
Insane.
All right?
Look,
The white man has to
at a
have
certain
everything.
point in the Xbox Live call, you stop taking shit.
You learn to be resilient in those trenches.
Oh my god.
So new slime. I'm just less. My teeth are blunted. All right.
Dude,
No, get mad.
No.
Get angry.
yeah.
Get angry.
Alright.
Do the thing.
Yo,
Save
The question
line.
is, will I still be
Yikes.
funny? And that is my challenge.
Dude, I was in my car. I was watching Good Neighbor. I was just sitting in my car somewhere watching Good Neighbor on my phone. And it was like all still really funny. And I was like, what makes this still funny compared to a lot of other stuff in that same era that was funny when I saw it and now just totally isn't?
Yeah, we watched Kyle the other day together, and we were like, damn.
Like it just still hits. And I was like, what makes this funny still? And I've been thinking a lot about that. Because I was going back to the first conversation about the show and people moving on. I think that I don't care if people stop listening and blah, blah, blah. I only care that like I can look back on it and it's still funny.
Yeah, me too.
'Cause I feel like if it's not, it's like too topical and too trended and stuff like that. And that's what makes it like not grow or not be evergreen.
Yeah, it's hard too, right? Because like I think it's hard to like attach something to something that was just a news piece. Like people aren't gonna look back on a mogul mail and be like, "Fuck, these were the days, bro." Like I'm sorry, because no one does that with old the dailies. You know what I'm saying?
I go back and listen to the start of the COVID all the time.
Michael Barbaro.
That was a great arc.
Remember back then they used to say, "Don't wear masks."
Yeah.
Who? Michael?
It was the big thing. Well, it was mostly because there was a mask shortage.
There was a mass shortage,
and so they were
healthcare
like,
workers
"Don't
needed
go
them,
out and buy
they,
masks."
I remember that.
and they
But,
didn't
like,
have
It would have
data.
been good to wear a mask, but they were like, "It's better to have a mask if you're
Yeah.
If you're like sick and old and shit.
or a doctor."
Yeah. Or a dog.
I don't think
We
dogs,
should mask dogs.
Yeah,
What
we
if
do. They're
they
called dog
started COVID?
It's called a muzzle.
What if dogs started COVID?
Yeah.
Have they considered that? What
I don't
if-
think. I
what-
think we're the first person.
What
to
if it
We
was
would have known
dogs
because
in
white
lab
women
coats?
would be eradicated from Earth.
all white women would have been slowly killed off.
Killed from the pussy up. Those white women. It was fucking horrible.
Okay, so I know we clown on Aiden a lot, but it's a lot of the time it's because he's such an effective communicator, and he's like very upfront and very communicative and very like actually very sensitive to people's like feelings and stuff like that. But sometimes like we make fun of him because he veers into this side of like he is just so direct and again sensitive, but just very direct. So this one time he was telling me he was at the old house and he's in bed with a girl he's been seeing, and they're watching a movie on his laptop, and they're laying there.
Oh no!
and they're laying there, and Aiden has MacBook. This goddamn Apple plug, guys. He has a MacBook, and his messages come through to his computer, right, from his phone, and a message pops up, and it's like, "Hey, it's like Katie from Hinge or whatever. Tinder, how's it going?" And Aiden, they're watching a movie, and this message pops up.
Yeah.
on a different day.
Because they're watching it on that screen too.
Yeah, they're literally in bed, and
she's staying the night for like the first time.
And Aiden, this is what he's telling me, and he's telling me this, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, he stops the movie, and he's like, do you want to talk about that? And I'm like, dude, that is, I mean, hats off, right? That's like a really difficult thing to say. But how did that go?
It was fine.
So it always says that.
Yeah.
He literally always says that.
I think like it went about as well as it could have. I think.
He would come back from the Middle East talking to the Palestinians and Israelis.
Yeah, so
cool. How'd that go?
So I talked to them and like
It was cool.
They definitely had a lot of valid concerns. But I probably won't go back.
No. I mean, because when something like that happens, I sort of like go through this like mental deliberation in my head of, well, I can't not say anything, and I feel if I don't confront this, like I know I will feel shitty about it later. Like if I just let something sit. It gives me, I feel really, really uncomfortable, and I feel really guilty when I don't follow my moral compass. So if I just let that sit, I will think about that for like days after until it's resolved.
Aiden gets
so
very
I want
tortured at
I
the
want
idea
the
of
immediate resolution of like us sorting through that. And we had like a long conversation about it that night, and I think it was fine. I sort of explained like my perspective and like side of like meeting people and getting to know them. And I think like she didn't necessarily agree. but because of that,
like, no.
Hold on.
Just giggling.
Because of that, I actually stopped seeing other people until that ended.
That's true. Yeah.
So
That's good.
I'll never forget the time Aiden told me he like went on a Tinder date and he comes home and he's like, I was like, how was it? And he's like, yeah, it was good. It was like a decent day. You know, we had fun. We did this and that. And at the end, I kind of just told her that I probably wouldn't want to do this again. But but we could be friends.
What?
And I was like, wow, really?
No,
you just said that to her.
Wait, here's the thing. Really quick, dear viewer, he literally is still friends with girls like this, and he'll go and hang out with them. He means it. When he says we should be friends, he fucking means it, and I'm like, that's great.
The nice thing about this is, because of this, I think my only like non-gamer-ish friends that I have in LA are people that I met on Hinge that I was like, yeah, this person's cool, but I don't really want to date them. And
He's
then
about to run into 30-year-old problems.
And then we
though.
just kept hanging out.
He's going to run into the problem where he has too many people to hang out with. This has been happening a lot recently.
To be fair,
he
6 years
overbooks
away.
himself, right?
To who? Who is this
all the
happening
time?
to?
All the time. Yesterday.
Wait. You're saying a 30-year-old problem has it been happening to him?
Yes.
Okay.
In the sense that, like, when you're older, usually you have, like, too many obligations, people to hang out with, friends, and you have to blow off a lot of stuff, and you're like,
Family.
ugh, I have to hang out.
When this happened to him yesterday, it brought up a very interesting point in the car today where we were like, our problems start to make less and less sense the more normie the person is you explain them to.
God.
Because Aiden missed his friend's birthday for a Mario Kart tournament. And for us, we get it.
Did you tell them that?
Yes, I was honest with her because she knows about the event. So
And, like,
I was like, look, this is just scheduled the same
It's
night.
not my fault. So USA went into finals against Japan. and Japan delayed it an hour. So Japan was supposed to start at 8 p.m.
And there was a problem with the file. Funky Kong.
There's a bagger.
The saving
Okay,
grace.
there's a bagger.
The bagger. There's this guy.
I keep you guys in tune with normie
categorically-
culture in huge events that are happening. Everyone shake my hand. And this is the last time we're going to do this. It's the breakup pod. You two are fucking dead from the Olympics. And Aiden, you've been dead to me for a week fucking
Can I
straight.
say it really quick? I don't know why. I've closed my ears intentionally to not hear
No.
until now. I have no idea why
That's
you're
not
mad at
true.
him.
Really?
I have no idea. I have no idea why
That's
you're mad
great.
at him.
I fucking hate you. And I'm looking at Aiden
This is a big
for
deal.
podcast listeners. I haven't told this story anywhere. Here's what happened, okay? I am his boss. And so
You're superior.
I am.
Yeah.
But a friend first.
Well,
Well, I don't know. We don't make
we're
friends in the right place.
restructuring the org.
Yeah, so.
You know,
the friendship organization, that is.
so he works for me, I should say. And my merch came out last week, and I wanted to check sales on Wednesday. And I'm not logged in on my computer, and I don't know the login. It was changed because
Owner
a
of
lot
the
of people
company
use
doesn't
it.
know how to log into the
That
Shopify. by the way.
admittedly a little embarrassing,
Focused
but
on
true.
big picture, Aiden. What were you doing?
I will say there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't know anything
lot.
about
You know what
it.
happened? This happened yesterday. This is extremely relevant. He walks downstairs, and I log into the PayPal, and he's like, "You can get into that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, can't
Like he's
you get
doing
into that?"
wizardry.
And I was like,
He's like levitating his keyboard on his desk.
He's like, how much I got in there?
All right, we're getting off the rail. Don't distract us.
No, and then the follow up is important. I was like, "You can't get into that?" And he was like, "Dude, I don't even know the login to the bank account."
I don't know the login to my own bank account.
It's probably for the best.
It's crazy.
It is for the best.
Yeah.
So anyway, I called Aiden Wednesday, the day after my merch came out, because sales after the first day, I knew the numbers, but I wanted to know them like after the next day because I had plugged it on YouTube. So I basically wanted to see how many sales did I get from YouTube after my plug. And so I call Aiden and I'm like, yo, like, what is the website login? And he's not home. He's driving and I can hear his car and he's like, sounds like kind of panicked. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, give me a second.
Just give me a second. Every phone call, by the way. You call him, if he's relaxed, he's just like,
hey, what's up, Ludwig?
And then
but understand that there's elevator music in my head. I'm so laissez-faire. I could not care less. I'm like, take your time. And he's like, okay, okay. So if you go into a folder, and I'm like, relax. And finally,
he's getting top.
I get the. You gotta slow down. So
you're getting top on the phone.
Finally, he just gives me the login to his own computer. I don't need to log into mine. I have the login to his.
Don't say the password, by the way. I feel like you would say the password.
I wouldn't, but I love
the
saying
password is basically like Fortnite Bunnies 45.
By the way, every single time that Aiden's gone and like we need something off his computer, Slime announces his password and then sits down at the computer and types it in. It is completely unrelated.
Embarrassing
I've given my password that password to Mango twice because it unlocks my Switch.
Well, at least
every time I send it to him, he fucking laughs.
So anyway, I get the password and the page is pulled up so I can see the exact sales. I was like, oh, awesome. And so I tell Aiden, I'm like, because he was trying to give me the login information for the actual Shopify. I was like, no, I'm good. I actually see the stats here. I'm all set. And then he's like, okay, all right, fuck. And then, you know, he sounded distraught. And then I don't hang up because I'm looking at the numbers. But he thinks I've hanged up. The next words out of his mouth are, and I quote, fuck Ludwig, dude.
Like genuinely like that?
Yeah. like from his heart and soul, like, fuck you.
Dude, caught with your pants down.
And my reaction is I started laughing at him. I go,
and he says, the first thing he says, I'm still on the phone. And then I'm like, oh, in my head, I'm like, oh my God. And then I doubled down and I yelled at him more.
Why?
Because I was like, you made me miss my fucking turn.
That's what he
added
said.
15 minutes to my drive home.
Which you don't believe in hindsight, right? You don't.
I do.
You believe it's his fault?
No. I will explain my perspective if you're done.
Well,
with your
so
portion of the
anyway,
story.
he missed his turn because he was on a phone call that he willingly took.
You miss a little
because
turn.
there's a big green button that says accept and a big red one that says decline. And apparently his monkey brain can't decipher that there's a decline option, and he accepted in the middle of traffic in a highway situation that he didn't know how to navigate.
You know what else is a solution here? Hey, hold on, I got to take this exit real quick. Like,
and I also said to him, take your time. I was literally elevator music so hard.
I have to take an exit. Didn't have to take an exit. That wasn't the situation at hand.
Okay, go ahead.
That's
Tell the situation. Tell the situation.
Okay, I'm out. I'm just out, and I'm.
Are you
driving
about?
home. I'm not really about. I'm really just on the highway.
Okay, what's her name, bro?
Well,
what's her name and what did she give Good Roadhead?
That part's I'm
Come on.
I love his guilty come on makes it sound like he literally was getting
She wasn't in the car. She wasn't in the
That's even
kinkier.
That's even
no person involved. I'm just driving home.
Explain why our friendship is over. Continue, yeah.
And I decided to get McDonald's on the way home. So I'm like, I have a burger in one hand.
I have burger.
You got stinkies, you got cum in your one hand. You picked up phone, all right.
My car has no working stereo.
No friends and you're fat.
I have a Bluetooth speaker that I play music out of. And I'm driving
Well,
on
you
the
gotta
way
listen to
back.
God's bathroom floor on a Bluetooth speaker in your car, dude.
Shit's not on Spotify. I wasn't listening to it. Anyway, there starts to be like construction and traffic. So the number of lanes on the freeway I'm on,
starts to be like they appeared.
it's coming.
They weren't there before.
Loaded in
We have
front
to
of me.
merge. We're just like merging.
no, that makes sense.
As I continue to drive.
That happens.
You. Oh my God.
Finish.
Me,
I won't
I'm
interrupt.
merging.
Yes.
And you call me, and in my head I'm like, this must be important because you only ever call me if you need something.
You know what's funny? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Which is fair because we live together. I'm not expecting.
Aiden does have a monkey in his brain working overtime. However, you called me when I was on set yesterday.
Yeah.
And I picked up my phone and said, Ludwig's calling me. That is never good. That's what I said. And then I answered and you were like, hey, I'm coming early. It was the first time you have broken good news to me on the phone. And I was like, wow.
I've never got that.
Maybe this is something just in my head.
Yeah.
Whenever you call, it's like a problem solution sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's like usually brief. It's not like life or
I just
death.
figured it must have been urgent.
Sure.
That's why I answered the phone. I didn't evaluate the situation. I don't know if you guys know this, but when you accept calls and you're using a Bluetooth speaker, it'll just fuck the whole shit up. Like the call doesn't come out of the speaker half the time. Your receiver doesn't like work anymore.
Sorry, let me rephrase.
So I'm like trying
Aimen
to.
has a broke talk car.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like.
I can't relate to you at all
Mine
right
works
now.
Call
fine.
on the phone while I'm braking and switching lanes and putting my McDonald's away.
This is why you play Chic.
To be clear,
This is why you play Chic.
this is extremely irresponsible of me.
Yeah.
In hindsight,
Yeah.
I should have not have taken this phone
You
call.
shouldn't get
And I'm-
McDonald's
and
because of the nutrition.
I'm
Yeah,
also
that's true.
very
Sodium.
bad. I'm very bad at focusing on multiple things at once.
You're trying to
I
recite the
need to
whole
be-
social network script in your head. You couldn't remember the second line.
So I'm at the part where he says, you better lawyer
He's
up.
the type of guy who turns down the volume
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
And
Yeah.
I usually mime the laptop throw even when I'm driving, but.
It's extremely
And
complicated.
So I'm like panicking on the phone call because I have to keep telling him just let me focus on driving because I'm just bad at talking and focusing on other things at the same time. I miss my turn. You say bye. I say bye, and then I think the call is over, and I cuss him out in my car, and he says he's still on the phone, and I feel a little bad, but then I double down and I let him know why I'm fucking mad. And then I missed another turn because I'm just a fucking idiot. And I added
deserve
another
that.
10 minutes. It's a 28-minute drive home that took 55 minutes.
You're like dropping spaghetti all over the place. You're a fucking mess.
Spaghetti just starts generating
And
in
I
your
think about it. I
pocket.
think about it the whole way home because I start to feel bad about what I've done. And I come up to Ludwig in the fucking Doft when I get here, which is what we call our living room. And I come to him and Cutie and I'm like, look, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I owe you an apology. I realized that what I should have done is I should have just declined the phone call responsibly, and that's what I should have
She's
done.
just like, what's going on?
Next time Ludwig's got a fucking gun to his head, he's calling you because he one call.
I can lay this one down. And he smiles while hitting the red button.
And it is virtually
It's gonna be like it's not a fun conversation to have in any circumstance, but you just like have to have it.
How was the shingles conversation?
With this person?
Yeah, did you have to explain what shingles are?
They knew about it already.
Okay.
Your shingles?
Yes.
You like postured before you hung out.
No,
No, they met
I
and,
didn't
and she was like, "Oh,
prostrate.
you're the shingles guy."
She knew
That's how they hit it
Wait,
off.
I listen to the yard. You're shingle boy.
No, she knew about it already.
All right.
And I just explained like she's like she wanted to have sex and I just like explained like how you can get it and then we were just like, well, do you want to keep your shirt on?
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's like
okay.
it's like you going in the pool at a party.
Yeah,
You're
dude, when you got
self-conscious.
puffy nipples and you keep your shirt on, you got the big old puffers.
You're like the All the Small Things music video when he has like the huge fucking nipples at the water park. That's you. Except you don't have big nipples.
wait,
Instead shingles,
No, are
yeah.
you talking about the Sum 41 video?
No, this
In Too Deep?
is all the small things.
Okay.
Wait, is it In Too Deep?
Well, In Too Deep, it's the guy. He's the lead guitarist, and I think he's got
wait,
big
isn't
nipples.
In Too
No,
Deep?
this is
In Too Deep
Blink-182.
is the pool video, right?
$5.
In Too Deep is also a
I
pool
say
video.
Blink-182. You want to do $5?
No, because
do it, do it,
In
do
Too
it, do it,
Deep.
do it,
Okay,
do
are
it,
you
do it,
talking
do it.
about it's in an empty pool and there's
No,
a
I'm-
diving contest?
Yeah,
That is Sum
that's
41. I'm talking about the guy with the big nipples
We're
at the
not
water park.
confused. It's just two different
This is Blink-182.
nipple
I'm sure.
experiences.
Anyway,
Okay.
to be clear, it doesn't hurt anymore. It's fully healed. I'm finished my
Well,
medication.
we can put a stake in it. I'm down to top talking about shingles for the rest of the podcast.
Thank you. I would like to leave this. I would like to leave this
Unless
era of my
you
life.
get it again.
Can I get just one more out? If we're gonna go away with and never do it again, can I just get one more out?
Fine.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really nervous. Okay. Ew! Gross!
It's not even gross.
Don't show me.
Not even gross.
Yuck!
It's not even gross anymore.
All right.
Okay,
In
you
celebration.
never said your number, by the way.
It's
No,
four.
he
I
did.
said
It
it.
was
It's
four.
four.
It's
And
four.
he beat him by one, which is 3.
And that's why he's the virgin.
And then my number is I don't want to
28,
fucking.
and then your
Yours is-
number is 7,639.
Okay, that's a little high. To be clear, my number is lower than his.
It is higher than Hassan's.
Oh wow! Really? No way.
No,
No
Hassan,
shot.
oh, triple digit Hassan.
You know we asked him. You know we asked him
He didn't.
Yeah.
when we met him, and he literally looked at us and he looked up in the air and he went, I got no fucking clue. And I was like, I just laughed.
Dude, no, what was annoying is I said, let's both say our number on 3. And he goes, okay. And then I say my number. And he goes, I don't know my number.
You hit him with
I'm
a
like, why
4.
would you agree to saying the number if you don't know the number?
That guy's a beast. He's just built to fuck.
I mean, he's just the most desirable man on the internet, I think.
I will say I went to his house, great home, great man. He has a P.O. box like me. Someone sent him nudes in his P.O. box.
He talked about that on stream.
They just sent him nudes.
Yeah, he went through them like you go through Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, okay. He went through like, I have this one.
9.5 PSA 10.
I have
PSA
this
10. Wow.
Someone sent me dirty underwear.
That was gross.
No way.
I never saw it.
Gross, dude.
Cutie picks up my P.O. box stuff and she got it.
She screens it.
She screened it.
That is so gross.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. It was
just
apparently
a little
from
poop, man.
someone in Canada called McCaig. I don't know.
Aimen's dad sending his dirty, shitty
They
underwear.
were Fruit of the Loom.
They don't even live in Canada.
Imagine your dad's funny.
Hey, bud, you get my present I sent you in the mail? I left some streaks in there for you.
A couple of skid marks.
Speaking of skid marks, a lot of people these days be shitting the bed with their money, and that's why we have a new sponsor,
What a transition.
Coinbase.
Coinbase.
Hey. Putting the shock
there's
in
a bagger
10th is 20%,
So
and
they
the chance of
play
getting
Mario
a 9th
Kart
is
Wii
7.5%.
instead of Mario Kart 8.
I love your name and impression.
The point with or the thing that made it easy with her is like she's not a normie. I would say she's not a normie.
She's a Mario Kart USA fan.
She's a hybrid.
Mario Kart.
She's a hybrid.
Yeah.
She works well in every normie crowd,
Yeah.
but is not a normie.
Absolutely.
And most women
And so-
are because they have to be like right. They have to like live these dual identities, and usually guys can just be like 100% gamer like Gollum. Right?
Yeah,
To be
because I
clear,
feel like
I'm a normie.
you are like reprimanded
want to be a normie.
within like women's social circles for being like really into something like gaming.
Yeah.
Which is
There's
not
a classic
good.
phrase where it's like name something like women don't get made fun of for doing, right? And it's kind of makes sense. Like guys get made fun of too, but they just get a lot of shit. And
Yeah, it's not in the same way. I feel like it's
I think I'm a normie.
So you are because
You're not a normie.
before this you were glued to your phone. I was going to bring this up, watching the Olympics.
Yeah, I've been watching the Olympics
I
all
never
day.
gave a shit.
Ludwig
about
is
the
literally
Olympics.
like a guy who found out the Olympics existed today. Like earlier in the kitchen, he's on his
He
phone.
is.
Yeah, I'm watching ping pong.
no, okay. So we get home out of the car, right, and we're having this conversation about some of the business stuff to do with the podcast, and like, well, what we're gonna do from here. And we're like, well, we need to talk to Ludwig about this today. Let's just like go home and like get this out of the way. He's probably not streaming yet. We can have that conversation. We come into the kitchen. You're on your phone, and you're like, yeah, I'm watching ping pong finals right now. And I'm like, well, oh, that's cool. Like, did you like finals already? And he's like, yeah, well, it might not actually be finals. Like,
He had no idea.
he had no clue.
He just
didn't know
assumed the
who was
stakes were
playing.
high and
he
things
didn't
got
know.
watched.
He didn't know what stage of the tournament it was.
Yeah.
And he's just like he's ready to blow off this meeting because he's like fucking mid ping pong match.
I started my stream 2 hours late because I was watching the triathlon the whole way through.
Were you really?
I watched all swimming, biking, and running.
Was it riveting?
It was riveting content.
Dude, Ludwig loves content. He just does. But he was all so you're a normie because like but back in like the bad melee days, we would make fun of you because you were like bring up the news.
Yeah.
You'd like want to talk about the news.
I love the news.
on
and
bad melee.
No, well, he said it. He would say it beforehand. We were all hanging out. He's like, "You guys hear about this like
I do
in
this
brackets
still.
thing in the news?" And we all looked at him like, "We're in a fucking house right now where like 3 dudes are sleeping on the ground. Like we don't give a shit, brother."
I love the news.
It was weird.
I can, if you ever want during this pod a little news update, I'm fresh. I'm hot. I'm
Okay,
ready.
hit us right now. What's the news?
The U.S. men's basketball team lost a match for the first time since 2004 against
who?
France.
What?
They lost to France.
Oh, but they're not out of the tournament yet.
It's pools. It's pools.
disgusting.
They're still fine, but it's pretty bad if you're losing to France.
Yeah,
who's probably
it's
not
crazy
even the top 3.
the
I didn't know
US
they
basketball
make
lineup-
basketballs in France. I
They
didn't know they
don't.
had
Like,
They
them.
actually don't.
It's just people who play handball and they transition them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's much bigger. It's easy.
That's racist. Stop though.
It's kind of like water polo, but like out of the water.
You think I can just run around?
But there are handles.
The U.S. basketball team gets like iced out on occasion, right, by the actual like good players we could put on the team.
They've
'Cause
literally not lost a game since 04.
sometimes the egos are like too big,
Sure.
and like the top players like won't even join the team.
Yeah.
But this year we actually have a pretty good
It's a
team in terms of the
star-studded
individual
lineup.
talent. Yeah,
Jason
and we're
Tatum,
still losing.
Kevin Durant.
We're still losing.
Jason Statham is on.
No, yeah,
US
he's goated. Yeah, his vertical is crazy.
He keeps just saying the interceptor and then saying, "Where's the rock?"
I'm on a transport this fucking ball. I am right near a fucking Sazwagon.
Yeah, no one else here watches the Olympics. They're riveting, dude.
No, it's fine.
It's
just a
real.
few events, right?
I'm gonna be
I
real.
think a few events are really exciting.
I didn't even know it started. I would watch it if I knew that.
I'm a diehard
That's-
nationalist the moment the Olympics come up.
Hold on. That's the other problem with it. This year, or the past 2 years or whatever, has been such a shit show with the scheduling and moving it back. It's been like the Olympics has been in the news. This Tokyo Olympics has been in the news for like 4 straight years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care anymore.
You know, they're also very litigious. They go, I mean, you see it with like streamers and stuff, but like once it's Olympic season, they are very, very litigious about like, don't use our fucking name, bro. We probably have to bleep it out.
Who?
Of the Olympics.
Oh,
I mean,
do you know what happened?
Olympics.
There was a live streamer who in Tokyo, IRL streamer, and he got banned, DMCA'd, taken down by the Olympics for filming the flyover in a park outside of the arena.
They don't fucking play. It's
what
crazy.
the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know if it'll get overturned. Likely it should, but they did take him down just for filming the flyover. And they run like triathlons in the streets of Tokyo. If you just happen to be like filming a guy
take a fucking
who's
picture,
biking, they're like fucking 3 feds take him out.
Did you guys see the anti-sex beds that they tried to make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? So there's this video of like 3 of the national team athletes from
anti-sex bed should have just had Aimen there.
You can't make this joke after the conversation we just had 10 minutes ago.
I feel like you should have done it about maybe Nick.
Yeah.
Get over here.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Here.
It looks a lot better.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I will say it could also be mistaken for the beginning of something terrible. You can't win. It looks bad. Here's the thing, though. I do want to say this. I think the fandoms, and especially Ludwig's fandom, they have a big problem of just like beating shit into the ground so it's no longer ever funny ever. I would like you guys to try really hard to just like let things go, right? This is the 2nd episode. The shingles thing is out the door, right? It's going to be cleaned up.
You can't say that after you guys just looked up ugly Shingle Boy.
Well, you also named it the first episode. So you kind of get to go past the first episode. What I'm saying is, once the shingles is gone, let it be gone.
I think you have a misunderstanding.
Let it be gone.
Whoever is a diehard fan who is listening to this has moved on. It's more so that you will always have new people listening to the original episode and enjoying it for the first time.
I hate those
I also
people.
think with other things like Ludwig Short or whatever things, or like even bits that
Just
are
new
ours. Like
viewers.
Ludwig Short was actually a bit of ours. Like
Yeah.
first, if you really think about it, like it was us just like refusing to let Ludwig be over 6 feet tall and just always calling him.
Well, he's not
5'11".
over.
And
He's-
well,
yeah.
I mean, soaking wet, 5'11".
5'12", baby.
And I actually, the diamond in the rough of it all is like when fans like beat shit into the ground that was at one point like a bit in our friend group. It forces us to make new bits.
That's true.
Which is pretty good for us. You know, we get to not rehash the old shit all
It's
the
good.
time.
I have this
It's healing.
belief. I just have this need and this belief that everyone can be funny, like the person who did the yard flag, which was super funny.
Yeah.
You know, I retweeted. I made sure like their name was in it, and it's like let's be fucking funny
So you
together.
shouldn't repeat bits.
It's just like if you're gonna repeat it, like do it better.
Don't fart in the DLTGC and laugh.
That's not a bit. That's just me expressing my power to you.
That is a terrible argument.
He's right in the sense that it's not necessarily funny. There's a physical consequence to the action, and it's more
but
about
he's
that.
laughing. He finds it funny.
It's still funny because farts are always funny. They're
He's like
magic.
he's like in Limitless, like when you take the pill and you have control over your entire mind, but he can do that with his asshole. one time I asked, like I was like walking up the door and Slime's like, "You going to get food?" And I was like, "You can only come with me if you fart in the next
Oh
3,
no, I
2."
told this. I thought that
You
he
said
did
Ludwig
this.
did. No, this is me. And I was like 3, 2, and on 2 he ripped like a 9-second fart.
Damn.
It was like record
was
breaking.
crazy.
And I was like,
crazy.
I was like, yeah, you can come, and also, dude, like go to the doctor. Like that's really weird.
I hate how you say it's crazy, like you're so fucking proud of it.
I am every time. Dude, last night you were like, did you fart like?
I was in my room and he was in the kitchen and my door was closed and that's like respectably far away, and it was like I heard murmurs in the ground, like it was like
Earthquake in
I was like, what's going
California.
on? I had to go ask him, did you just rip ass in the other room? And he's like, yeah.
It was massive.
does it proudly.
I was so proud.
Well, I think, you know why it doesn't impress me? I grew up with Olympic farters. I would go to sleepovers, and I had these friends.
Ludwig, they're
Jake
called
and Eric.
French people.
Guys, listen up. We are sponsored, this podcast, by Coinbase, which is an app you can use and you can buy and sell cryptocurrency. It's been around for a long time. This has been around during the boom. Remember the boom? And that is who we're sponsored by. And they have a blue color scheme. That's cool. That's my shirt also. And take it away, guys.
I think what's cool, honestly, something I think that's cool about like crypto popping off is, we work like together sometimes in the ad space, making commercials through my job. Sometimes Slime will write for us. Sometimes Ludwig will act for us. Aiden at Shingles. And I had one.
But
Look,
this
dies.
just speaks to my inability. I cannot multitask. If I'm reading, Nick can speak to this. I think it's happened more than a billion times with Nick.
Oh my God.
If I'm reading like a text or Twitter in the car, I'm in the Twitter or text dimension. I cannot.
I love Aiden to death. His most annoying habit for me personally is I will say something to him when he is like looking at like anything. If he sees a flower in his general eye line, he'll like just look at it. I'll say something to him. He'll ignore me, and then he'll ask me the question I asked him right after.
My least favorite trait is when he says "fuck Ludwig" in genuine terms.
Yeah.
On a
It
phone
makes
call.
you wonder, who else has he said fuck that
Yeah, because
to?
here's the thing. This is what I'm most mad about is that you said it after you hung up in your mind. Because I would have said it on the phone with you. I would have gone. I would have said, "Fuck you, Aimen. You made me miss my turn." And then you'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, "I missed my goddamn turn."
It's just a way
Fuck
of
you.
managing frustration.
Everything mean I've ever said to Ludwig, I've said was fake.
Because
That's
it's not about him. It's just being mad in the situation and being mad that I have 15 more minutes home.
Shake his hand.
Oh, he hit him with it one time. Give me a slow motion
Audio
replay.
listeners,
Oh my God.
I went from handshake and I flicked him off. I debated him.
It was really
man.
We're
good.
even now.
That
We're
was-
even now.
But I
Friendship
have
restored.
something on Ludwig now.
What?
Wait, okay, we're shifting the gears back. Let's go.
Wait, what?
It's the beef episode.
Today.
It's
Is
the
this a
beef
rap
episode.
battle?
Today in the car.
Oh no!
This is it.
For 1,000 years.
So do you think it's good?
But it's like I've just never in my life seen a crypto commercial ever, like or like a Coinbase or like anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like there's nothing really to reference, and you reference like traditional media, but it's kind of just a new playing field to make media for.